All right, I'll start in just a little bit. Looks like we got some people coming in. BNGO definitely a lot heavier than I thought it would be, which is really nice because I'm already in. Just really falling apart here. Some sweet action. What's up, Alex? Yo, are you do you go by Alexander or just Alex? I'm assuming just Alex, right? Safe trader. But BNGO super sweet. So far, like, I mean, unless you don't have to answer that. If you don't want people knowing your name. Yeah, BNGO. Basically, what I was looking at is, obviously just a very, very extended short squeeze. Really, if you just look at what's up, Bruno? Good morning. If you just look at the daily, like, just coming from like 60 cents, let's just say 70 cents to $7, just 7,000%, just a really, really insane squeezer with a lot of volume, like really huge volume. Biggest day was 800 million. And if you just kind of zoom in, like we had, this first green day popped up and it was like, it traded almost 100 million, came from 57 cents, pulled back a little bit, kept going, held its gain, and then here is where it started to become a short squeeze. Look at this. So you see this wick right here, on this really more or less third green day or so, when it squeezed to $3 and then pulled back. This is where it got a lot of people, and this is where it got me as well. So this following day on this gap up, we gapped up, and pre-market it looked to be nice. It looked like we were gonna have a nice trade because pre-market was still in the 250s. I wanted a gap up into these levels from this prior day, but then it just all of a sudden gained a lot of volume and kept going and going, and it was just really strong into the open, and just broke right through out of the open. And so I cut it here at the high day here, and just got stopped out. So this is really where the short squeeze happened, and basically if you're a short seller and you didn't cover, then you depending on how much you were in with your account, hopefully not too much, but you could have blown up. And that's why it's important to stop out and probably have like automatic stops, if anything. But and so we had one day of a short squeeze followed by a massive second day where everyone just kind of got squeezed. Oh wow, under $5. I didn't realize that. We're now under $5. This is sweet. What's up, Van? So a massive short squeeze, now falling apart. Now it's just exhausted. It can't keep going forever, right? So the people who wanted it, did we just come out with something? Oh, never mind. I thought maybe it was like an offering really quick, but it just can't keep going forever, right? And the people who wanted it higher have been most likely selling, a lot of their stuff into this day. So, but yeah, now it's just really weak. But basically, the way I traded it is, I'm risking this breakout of 724, with the potential goal of, this can fade down to $3. So really, I need an entry of, at least like 5 point, honestly, probably, low fives to, anything above that. But ideally, my initial plan was to get a morning spike, morning shove, into the $6 area where we traded a lot of volume, and we spent a lot of time up here. So now we have created a lot of, like a big wall of resistance, really, into short into, and to use as a top and as your risk. So, I really wanted a $6 shove, maybe a 6.3, 6.2. It doesn't look like we're gonna get that anymore, obviously, because it's failed. What's up, Preston? Good morning, man. Yeah, BNGO is a really nice gap down. I'm in this one currently, but basically the way I just, I was initially, yeah, like I was saying, I was gonna wait until the open, see what it does, but then we started to kind of pop up a little bit here. And I wanted to get in, at the minimum of 5.5, ideally 6, and it got to 5.7, a little over 5.7 in the 570s. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna be in around this area regardless of if this happens out of the open or if this happens pre-market. I'm gonna be risking the same level regardless if I get in out of the open or if I get in pre-market. So, and this isn't like just a gapper today. This is a first trade day, so it's safer to get in to trade this pre-market than like something like CYTH or ALRN or PEC today. So I was like, I'm just gonna get in, and I think that was the right decision, because right after I basically top ticked it. I got in 571. I top ticked this bounce almost. It reached 573 or 574. And now it got really, really heavy. You can see a bunch of volume coming in, a lot of selling. So, this is, I would say, 95% done. Obviously, the unthinkable can always happen. Anything crazy can always happen. Anything can happen, really, in the stock market. But the odds are that this is done, especially after being up for like 6 days in a row. So yeah, that's the game plan is going to be to take it down to $3, and likely swing this. The locates weren't too expensive, so just because I'm still I'm trying to like swing some trades here and there, and I think I might swing this one and see what we can get. But goal is down to $3. So top watch, really, I'm in, so I just kind of have to monitor it. But the other one is ALRN. This one fits my criteria for just a gap and crap. We got a pre-market high of 260 as my risk. It kind of sucks now. I don't think this is going to turn into any kind of trade, because my goal on this one is $1.40, which is kind of where it's at right now. So, not really much chance of it. Let's say it opens at $1.50, $1.40. I need a minimum of $2 to have at least 101 risk to reward, risking 2.6. So a morning spike of 50 cents on $1.50 stock that's been just destroyed since its pre-market top is very unlikely. I was watching it here when it was in the 160s or 8, somewhere here. I don't remember. I forgot when I woke up, but and it's since sold off. So at this point, it's unlikely that I think it's unlikely that it's going to turn it into any kind of trade. But I'm still watching it for we can get maybe a surprise move, maybe a little later in the day. If it doesn't do anything out of the open, once we get some covers, maybe some buyers, then maybe it can have a random push to like $2 or something, and then I'll take that trade. So that's ALRN. CYT. Oh wow, this one has sold off. Let's see if this one pulled back enough for me to be interested in it out of the open. Let's see. So 615. I didn't realize this sold off this much too. 659 minus the close of 425 divided by 659 minus 425, 234. It got down to a low of 546 on this pullback. 546. Okay, so it's pulled back 47% of its entire gap up. So if it goes any lower right now, then if it goes to like 540, then I'll be interested in a morning pop, morning spike, you know, ideally to like $6, maybe like 5.7, $6, risking 660. And you know, potential probably of 4.5. I think this is like a recent IPO, so not entirely my favorite, and I don't have a lot of stats to back this up. So honestly, I'm really uncertain of what this will do. I'm just treating this as any normal gapper. As a gap and crap. Well, now it's now it's dropped to like 540. So now I would be looking for that morning shove. I don't really know. But if this was a normal gapper, this is exactly what I'd be doing. But just because this is a recent IPO, I really don't know. I think this is a recent IPO. I don't think this was just a ticker that changed its name. But I'd have to look into the fundamentals a little bit. Chevron 520 buy if it flush at open, wash out long opinions. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible that's gonna happen. Like I said, you know, I've seen, you know. That's probably a better trade than trying to short it, because I've seen a lot of IPOs where they have like some sort of resistance created, like where it's been, you know, that first really like real volume day was sold off, and then, you know, you get a gap up, you know, a little bit later, you know, into these levels, and then everybody shorts it, expecting this, you know, this to hold, but it doesn't, because it's an IPO. It doesn't have much chart history, and then you get a huge short squeeze. I've seen that over and over and over again. So that's a, you know, Shivam, you know, that's a decent plan, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I usually on gappers, I usually don't exactly recommend going long, you know. Unless it's a really good setup, but this I can see as, you know, actually not a bad long setup. I would say that's a good trade plan. So yeah, I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it and that I'm like analyzing it, probably not gonna touch this one. I'm probably just gonna watch what it does, and just add it into my data. But what's up, Mr. Howard? You shorted ALRN from $2 to 1.4. Dang, dude, nice job. This is, you know, I took this exact trade millions of times, not millions, but hundreds of times in 2020. Solid trade, man. Nice job. Shivam, I'm short biased as well. I don't see any good short setup today. You don't see, I don't know if you were in while we were talking at the beginning of live, but BNGO, man, this is a good short setup. A really good one, man. So if you have time, just, I'm not gonna go over it again, but you know, just the first red day today, really. But rewatch the beginning of the live stream, man. But BNGO is a really good short setup today. let's see. I think that okay, CRC. I kind of had this one on the side to see if they can gain any volume, but likely this one is coming off my radar. It's not trading enough pre-market volume. Let's see if there's anything else. There's also PEC, BPFH. I don't know if I saw this one. Oh, don't care. No volume. Obviously, I think there's gonna be a lot of people watching PEC too. But I'm not gonna be touching this because this is a micro float. Just looking. We can take a look at it together. But you know, float off of here is showing me 2 million with 8% institutionally owned. So, you know, just it's a 2 mil float, which is a micro float for me. I mean, I'm sure this has dilution though, but I don't want to trade it if it's under a 3 million float. I lost too much money. I blew up on micro floats, so I don't want to do that again. But you know, definitely a ton. Yeah, there's actually a lot of dilution, a lot more than I thought. We got a hidden ATM with. Oh, they just came out with the ATM. Wow. Just came out with it in December. They have $50 million to dilute, with 7 of it being hidden. I don't know what that means, to be honest. And then they have 24 million from the previous. That's interesting though, that it says that they have. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's what, okay. There we go. That makes more sense. ATM and then Salf. Thanks, Preston. I didn't catch that at first. So yeah, there's definite dilution in PEC, but you know, likely sells off. But you know, the one that doesn't, that you're not careful on, is the one that you blow up on. Wow, strong pop on BNGO. That's pretty significant. We gotta watch to see this, to see these levels here. You know, 550, 560, 570. You know, how it's gonna react. Shivam, BNGO showing price action like GNUS from June, so I'm gonna avoid. Better safe than sorry. That should be a plus. I don't, on the short side. If you're thinking it's like GNUS, that's a good thing. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean like it's gonna squeeze and then fail. It's not really entirely the same, because you know, if we look here, GNUS, you know, closed at closed around $8, but it gapped up to $10. So and then it squeezed and then it failed. But today on BNGO, if you're looking at the daily, it's kind of the reverse of that, where you know, it closed at 7, but it's gapping down to $5.50. It's not gapping up to like $8 or $9 or $10. So it's not entirely the same thing. I would say that this day here was more or less the same as GNUS that one day, where you know, we got it gapped up and then it squeezed and it got this blowout day, and it squeezed the shorts. obviously I don't know everything. I don't know, like, what you don't know what's going to happen. You're just trying to play odds. But the other thing is it's up from 60, let's just say 70 cents. It's up 1,000% already. It's a really extended move. It's traded an insane amount of volume, where it just really it's tough for this to trade more volume. Like, it's traded billions of dollars at this point. It's a small cap. The odds are that it's a short. Obviously, there is a chance that it can still squeeze. So there is definitely it can definitely do anything, really, but the odds are that it's a short, from my perspective and from my opinion. Anyway, that's it, guys. This is kind of a long live stream, but I wasn't trading yesterday, so I was okay with doing a longer one today. So that's gonna be it. I hope you guys trade safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.